Chamber break here. I just got rained out, had to move my position, so I'm actually farther back than I was going to be. Everything is soaked, including my gun, my ammunition, LabRadar, bags. The mat I was going to be on is completely soaked. It was a complete downpour. So I'm letting my ammo dry out here because that's one thing you never want to put into a gun is wet ammo. And going to do a video. Now what I wanted to do today was I wanted to take a stock gun, which is this gun right here, Remington 22-250, just a Remington 700 BDL, has a Mark II Leopold on it. And I had another video on it of slow motion shooting it just for technique. It's completely stock. And what I wanted to do was a video that showed how to basically find ammunition for a factory gun that is factory ammunition. If you don't reload, then you need to find the right ammunition for your gun. And it might be different for your gun, and it might be different for a buddy's gun that looks just like this gun. It was bought exactly the same, set up exactly the same. And the only way to find that is to test. And so what I recommend doing is you find 5 to 6 boxes of ammunition that are for your caliber. And this is caliber not specific. You can do this for any caliber, and I recommend it to anyone who buys a gun that is factory and they want to find something they can shoot without reloading. Now if you reload, you take it to a whole nother level, you take it to a whole nother step. I have reloading videos you've seen, and you can tune your rifle, or tune your ammunition to your rifle and do a whole lot more things. But if you don't have reloading, if you don't have the time, if you don't believe it saves you money, or you don't want to do it at all, or you don't want to learn it, then you want to find an ammunition, a specific type of factory ammunition that your gun likes. And again, it might be different than the guy beside you who has the exact same gun. So the way to do that today, I have 6 targets out there, and I have 6 boxes of factory ammo. I have Varmageddon from Varmint. This is 55 grain bullet tail hollow point. I've got Remington 55 grain PSP. Man, that box is soaked. I have Browning BXV Predator and Varmint in a 50 grain. I have Federal 22-250 55 grain, Sierra Blitzkrieg or Blitz King, I don't remember. And then 22-50 55 grain soft point. And then HSM, see if I can reach it here. HSM, which has usually got burger bullets in it. 50 grain match varmint flat base burgers. So that's like a close to a match round in some form or fashion there. So basically what you want to do is you take this, and I have my LabRadar set up, and so I'm going to do ES and SDs, and I'm going to do groups of 10. The reason you do groups of 10 is because you're looking for a sampling group. If you just shot 3 or 4 or 5, you're going to get an SD or you're going to get an ES. ES is extreme spread, which is what I look for in extreme long range, or vertical dispersion, which is the difference between the first shot and the last shot, and the average in between of your velocity. If your velocity raises, your bullet's going to go, it's going to be higher, and if your velocity goes down, it's going to be lower. And if that's a wide difference, then your bullet's going to be moving and missing targets at extreme long range. SD is a standard deviation of all of your shots and all of your feet per second. And then you have your group, which is an MOAs or measure of angle on the target. And so you're looking for that balance of all of those things so that you find something that your gun likes. Every gun has a different twist rate, a different chamber cut, different barrel lengths, just the chassis, the stocks, everything can be different. And a gun like this has a longer chamber so that you can put multiple types of bullets in it, 55 grain, 60 grain, 40 grain, 45 grain, and it's going to shoot them all. If you get a match barrel, it might be cut for a specific bullet, like a VLD, which is a bullet that's extremely elongated and has a high ballistic coefficient. But in a match rifle, so say you buy this rifle, you take this rifle, and you want to find an ammunition that's going to shoot in it, and your buddy has the same gun and he shoots Varmageddon and tells you, oh, this is the greatest ammo ever. You put it in your gun and it doesn't shoot well. There could be a lot of factors in that, but you don't know that until you test. So you take this and you shoot 10 of each, and you go for group, which is you want to shoot the smallest group possible, and you look for what is it doing on paper. If you don't have a way to do your a magneto speed or a LabRadar, if you don't have a way to test your feet per second, then that doesn't matter. It does matter if you're going to start to get to extreme distances. It does matter if you want to start to do some cold bore shots. But at the point you're trying to do now is you're trying to find an ammunition that shoots well in this gun from the factory. Then you get all of your data and you start to collect your data and you find that good balance. What round is the best at shooting a group as well as shooting a low standard deviation. And as well, you'll get an average that the box is giving you of your feet per second, which allows you to use that in your ballistic solver, whatever that might be. Now I have a Kestrel here. I've got the LabRadar. I'm going to use that data, but technically what I'm looking for is my groups and see what kind of groups I'm going to be able to get out there out of these 6 out of this gun. And ideally, just looking at them, you're probably going to look at the HSM with the Berger in it. The Berger match bullet in it should probably be my best shooting bullet. Technically, it should be the best bullet of the bunch, especially these PSPs or pointed soft points, which are terrible bullets ballistically, but you don't actually know that in a factory barrel. You don't even know that in a match barrel. So what you're trying to do here is you're saying once you shoot these 6, you find the best one, that's the one you're going to buy from here on out. You're going to practice with it, you're going to shoot it in match, you're going to shoot it at varmints or animals. And the reason I have this out today, this is my groundhog gun. It is groundhog season. Our beans will start to come up soon, and groundhogs can take one groundhog could do 100 by 100 radius out of a half moon radius out of a field. You get a family, and it can be even bigger, and they eat all the beans clear to the dirt. And so this is the gun I use to shoot that. It's light. It's got a pair of 9-inch Harris bipods. Not even the ratcheting kind. You have to do this where you pull the tube down and you tighten it. It's got a match or a standard trigger in it, not a match trigger. It is as stock and as lightweight and imbalanced as you get, but it's what I want to be able to carry in the field. What I would normally do when I test as well is I want to shoot off of the grass or off of the dirt, because that's what I'm going to shoot when I shoot the animal. I'm not going to be laying on a concrete pad like I am now. Unfortunately, where I was laying is now underwater. As you saw earlier in the video, we are now underwater where I was going to sit. So now I'm going to be shooting off of concrete. That's going to give you different data than if you shoot off of dirt. And that's really important to know and to be aware that if I move to dirt, the bullet might change. Everything you do, the way you hold the gun, the way it shoulders, the way your grip of the gun, whether you use free recoil or you use a tighter grip, is going to change how each one of these operates. So my objective is to do the same thing every single time for all what will be 60 shots today. Now my targets are soaking wet, everything's soaking wet, but I'm also testing my gear because it's soaking wet. You're not going to necessarily have a day where it's all perfect sunrise, sunrise to sunset. It's not all candy and roses where you're going to be laying or you're going to be shooting. And if you're a hunter, you're aware of this. So you want to shoot your stuff when it is, say, in a downpour and it is raining. Because you want to know, will your gear hold up if it happens to you in the field or if you're a match shooter in a match. You don't always get perfect conditions, and those people who test in perfect conditions get thrown for a loop when there aren't perfect conditions. Today I have almost no wind. It's a good day to test for 100 yards, but if I wanted to test for how well these bullets handle in the wind, I'm going to want to shoot in a windy day. I will collect all that data. I will write that down for my Kestrel, but you don't have to have all that data to find a bullet that shoots well in this gun. And when you recommend that to another person, always recommend it with, well, it shoots well in my gun. Give it a try, but it might not work for your gun. And so that's really important because the twist rates of the barrels are different, the chambering's different, or lot to lot is different on when the box was made. The powder lots can be different. If you're looking for precision, you're probably going to want to go into reloading, and you're probably going to want to start to look for a lot more details that really make your data that much stronger. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm shooting, and then hopefully I'll be able to show you my targets. Hopefully they haven't bled out too much, and give you some data and show you what this gun likes. I expect to be surprised. I already know what the gun likes. I actually don't have that ammunition here, and I know the twist, and I know where my chamber is. I know that information, but I'm going to assume I don't know that information. I have shot the Varmageddon. I did shoot a groundhog with it last year at about 150 yards. I have a picture, a video of that somewhere that I think I posted. Geez, the boxes are falling apart. But it has not actually shot very well for me. It just happened to be what I grabbed the day on the way out the house because I saw the groundhog. So thank you, enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you want to head on over to YouTube. I have videos over there, some farming videos that I had that I didn't post anywhere else. My subscriber list there is actually a little bit larger. I'm not monetized and will not be because I have firearms. But you liking and subscribing, and definitely by commenting, keeps me doing this. And this is from a comment that I get all the time. People are asking, how do I, what ammo should I buy for 6.5 Creedmoor, 6 Creedmoor, 243, 250, 308? And I tell them the same thing. Try to buy 5-6 boxes of the ammo that you think, maybe the cartridge that you're looking for, the grain of the bullet, and then do this exact same test. 10 shots per box at the same target. Get your group, because once that group, if you do 3 or 4, you might have one that you pull on your own, and that's going to throw the whole group off. But if you shoot 10, 50 would be even better. You're going to start to get a true group of how the gun is shooting. It's going to take you out of the element. You are the problem, not the gun. That is one of my favorite mottos. You are the problem, not the gun. So fix yourself and not worry about the gun. But shooting 10 gives you a good way to collect data. If you throw 1 or 2, you're still going to get 8 that are going to show you where that gun is shooting. If you did 50, you'd have an even better group, and you'd know exactly where you are. Now, if you shot 50 of every one of these, that's 300 rounds. And some guns, that's a lot of count for the barrel. So 10 is a good number. It gives you a good idea where you're at. And then in the future, you just buy that ammo specifically. If you have a second one that's a little cheaper, that shoots pretty well, that's a good practice round. For example, this Remington PSP, it's a much cheaper round than for example, the HSM, which is $30+ a box. You might want to shoot that because it's a good practice round. And it's more affordable to actually get to shoot your gun. But otherwise, you want to stick with the gun, the round you have, collect the data for that, write all that data down for every day, every temperature, everywhere you are, every position. It's down on concrete, it's down on dirt. And then when you go back out in the field and you see an animal or you see something you want to shoot on a target, you pull up the data specific to that, and boom, there you go. So letting the barrel cool, shooting at 3,700 feet per second, and burn a barrel out in short order. Came down to see how bad some of these groups are, and yeah, they are terrible. So far, that Armageddon is my best group. Looks like I got an anomaly there. Both this one and this one were nearly 75 to 100 FPS higher velocity, and they pulled way to the left. Well, the results have been interesting. Velocities are running around 3,700. Extreme spreads and SDs are terrible, which can be common for factory ammo. Never use the box, and what it suggests the feet per seconds is to actually get your data. The Burger did not shoot well on this gun, but it might in another gun. So here they are, the 6 tests. As you see, the differences in the bullets. There's the pointed soft points. See, they're flat nosed versus, say, a ballistic tip like that. And then a Burger. Letting my barrel cool again. Well, it's as bad as I thought it was going to be. I am really out of shooting shape. But the Farmageddon actually was the best. I'll figure up the actual group sizes here, but it did by far the best group, and a lot of left to right. The PSPs down here at the end, pretty wide groups, some soft points, but I get a lot of left to right when I shoot factory ammo, and I always consider that neck tension. The velocities are wild. ES is insane. SDs are insane. But anyway, good test. I got good data, and I know what not to shoot in that gun specifically. There you go. So, forward forever, backward never. Thank you. Enjoy.